Hey YouTube, Elite Legionario here, and today I'll be bringing you a 2 vs 2 for the Rome Total War, glorious game that it is. I will be in command of Numidia, and my ally Pilastorm, who is the Seleucid Empire. So we'll be teaming up, and we'll be facing Carthage, who is commanded by Dude, and the Julli Romans, commanded by Heckyes. Obviously, like I said, Numidia is what I went with, and there's a reason for this. There's a faction I need some work on. I think ultimately a lot of skirmishing tactics is things I need some work on. And you might notice that I'm on normal scale and not large. Now, I think the reason being for that is with skirmish armies, I find large scales kind of hard to control skirmish armies, but normal I can do it on and be quite reasonably okay with it. So that's why this is on normal, because I was aiming for a skirmishy build. But I mean, in terms of looks, I think, and realistic sizing, large is probably the best in most cases, although huge might even be better for realistic sizing. But huge is just a disaster to control, in my opinion. It's just way too hard. But normal is the best for controlling, in my opinion. So that's why it's on normal. But anyway, enough of that. The army compositions, I have 4 units of gold Numidian legionnaires. I have 6 units of gold attack, gold defence, and 1 chevron archers. I have 4 units of gold attack and gold defence and 1 chevron of these Numidian cav, 2 of which I've got hidden, which right there I was just showing you, and these 2 which are in the open. I have 2 gold camel riders, and 2 gold and 1 experience each long shield cavalry. So a pretty standard Numidian skirmish build. My ally has gone with a fairly typical Seleucid build for the most part. He has 5 units of silver gold or gold, sort of mixture, silver shield pikemen, and 5 units of silver gold and gold cataphract mixtures with, I think it's 4 archers, but they've got no upgrades. This is actually a really good combination army that we've actually got here. He's got a real powerful standard army, powerful cavalry, decent infantry, and I've got a powerful skirmishing missile contingent. So we actually complement one another quite well. Our opponents, my opponent Heckyes, he's gone with a small but heavily upgraded army. He's got 2 units of gold Praetorian cavalry, so he's not heavy in the cavalry department. He's got 2 units of, I think it's gold Roman archers, but he's got 3 units of gold and 2 experience each urban cohort, so they are extremely powerful. And even just 3 urban cohort with these kind of upgrades could be absolutely devastating. And he's got pretty much exactly the same thing. I think it's 1 less experience point on these 3 units of triarii. So he's made up for his lack of cav with triarii. They're heavily upgraded. His ally has gone with 5 units of silver Carthaginian Sacred Band, a very good unit as well. 2 Puini infantry with 2 upgrades apiece. 3 Valeric slingers, they don't have any upgrades, but they'll outrange us anyway. And he's got 4 silver Sacred Band cav, and I believe he has 3 hidden units of silver, or 4 might be 4 long shield cavalry. So he's hoping to catch these cataphracts here, basically. But I'm going to harass these cav units if I can with my jab cav. So I'm slinging around the back. I'm basically just trying to split them up, divide them a bit, draw their attention, that sort of thing. But these Praetorian cav are going to chase me. That's fine though. I don't really care about that so much. But I don't get a lot of success, so I'm going to get frontal hits here, and it's actually not doing that much damage. Sometimes I've noticed this can be either really effective or really not effective, but it doesn't really matter so much as it's just tiring his cav out, drawing them away, sort of making them think more than they need to. But there is, just in this little piece of woods here, I'm sure there is some long shield cav, if I remember correctly. I did this a few days ago, but I was pretty pleased with it, the way it turns out, because again, I'm not very good with Numidia. So as you can see, these Praetorian cavalry will just sort of chase me around a bit. I'm just being a pain with my Numidian cav. Basically I just want to tire them out. If I can't kill them, I just won't tire them. If they get tired, they rout easier. And they did lose a couple of casualties there in this unit, so they went down to 25. But I mean, I don't really have a lot of success. This is just sort of, I mean, it can be successful. Sometimes it's not. I mean, they just don't take a lot. I think the reason being is these Praetorians have a nice big shield, whereas if, say, I was doing it against a sacred band, it would have been more effective because they have no shield. Or in the case of these cataphracts, they have no shield. So I think that actually does make quite a big difference to a cavalry, like this, because unless you can hit them in the flanks or on the side or something, because Praetorian cavalry have a shield and they're well armoured, they're not really all that effective. So we're just going to move our missile units up in a moment, begin the skirmish basically, and that's an area of this battle that we will dominate. We do have a lot more missiles and mine are very heavily upgraded, although we are slightly outranged. We are slightly outranged by those Balearic slingers. It doesn't really matter. They've got 5, we have like 10, so we have twice as many missiles. So we've got a significant missile advantage. We're about even in the cavalry department. They've got more cavalry, but I've got my camels under support, which is a big deal. These guys prove useful on this fight, these long shields, and these cataphracts are dominant. So pretty even cavalry-wise, but infantry is assuredly theirs. Urban Cohort and Sacred Band are vastly superior to both our infantry units, so we have to use our units carefully. So here come 3 units of, it's either 3 upgrades each, I think. Yeah, thought it was silver, but it's just 3 upgrades each. Long shield cap, and then here they're going to try and sandwich these cataphracts. But he gets time to pull them out, which was thankful for us. It could have been rather frustrating otherwise. But you've got to be careful here, these cataphracts don't get too tired. So the missile duel is now going to begin, and it's going reasonably okayish, although these Balearic slingers are inflicting heavy casualties. But now I've got my men into range, and I've got my long shields up here in support and my JF hidden in here. So I'm hoping that his Praetorian cab might actually have a go here, because if I get enough numbers down on them, this unit's winded, as you can see, and this unit's, well, it is warmed up, but it'll probably get winded soon, and I can easily just pile missile fire into them. As you can see, I have a significant number of more cavalry, and my men have got decent enough defence to hold in there long enough against this. So I'm going to charge him with my long shields, and I'm going to surround him with my other cavalry units. As you can see, these are now tired Praetorian cavalry get absolutely massacred by my surrounding assault here, and with my sprung cav, and I also have javelins coming in from my hidden units. So I destroy this Praetorian cavalry really decisively, and that's a very good hit for us, because they are very valuable units. Even though there's only 2 of them, they can still have been very deadly. So over here, my ally has success against these round shields, although one of them does get into his archers here. But overall, the loss of those round shields was probably quite vital, because they could have been useful against the cataphracts in conjunction with the other Sacred Band care. But we'll continue the missile duel, which was easily going our way once I got my men into the fray. And I just want to be sure that those Praetorians are off the field for good, not letting them come back. So we have now we've got a very powerful position with our cavalry, and I've still of course got my camels here as well. So I mean, worst comes to worst, they can easily come in and offer support to these cataphracts, which should have no problem with these Sacred Bands now anyway. It's now behind his line with my Javcav, and I'm harassing his urban cohort. Well, that's the plan. I don't know how much effect I'm having though. I mean, just toss some javelins into the back of these urbans. I mean, even if I can just knock down, say, 4 or 5 men out of each unit, it makes a big difference. So So, I mean, we can just happily missile duel continuously. Eventually, I mean, I can just move my men up and start targeting these Sacred Band. And they'll have to fight our way, and I'm just going to start outflanking him over here with my archers. And just wiping out any sort of straggling units, just getting rid of them, because it'll come in useful. I mean, even now as it is, these Triarii are doing like a job of protecting the flank, but their backs are turned, so I could just move my archers up and start pummeling them with arrow fire. It's not really a big deal. So we're going to start moving up now, but I'm going to start have some of my men come at the front and some take the sides, get my cav behind, and just harass. Of course, now he's gone into Chestudo. It doesn't matter though. We can just keep going at our own pace. So as you look at these cataphracts, they're still pretty much full strength. I don't know if any casualties were lost actually. So I'll bring up my legionnaires just to provide support for my ally. Of course our infantry are going to get pulverised, but that doesn't matter too much. If we're quick enough to cav, that won't matter. They'll hold in there long enough for us to come out nicely. So I moved most of my archers out to this flank, so I can now shoot these Triarii in the flank at will. Or I can get right behind. Actually, well, I think my plan was to get around behind the Sacred Band and shoot them up, because of course his infantry, Silver Shield Pikemen, are going to get absolutely cut to shreds by these guys. So now these cataphracts come in to charge down the Sacred Band cav. I believe that's what the plan is there. And as that's happening, I'll send all the rest of my cavalry units. I put my camels up in support, although they're fairly slow, so I doubt they'll probably be needed, but I mean if they get in there it's going to make a big deal. As you can see, we're closing on the Sacred Band. He's got his cataphracts coming one way, and I've got the rest of my Numidian Jabcad and my long shields coming from the other. There's camels in support. They've got no chance. These Sacred Band are just going to be pulverised. They're just going to get absolutely shredded by our guys. As you can see, I come for support and we dominate that fight. I've got archer fire going into the flanks of these Sacred Bands, an urban cohort once they come out of formation. So as you can see, we just pulverise the Carthaginian cavalry and have absolute supremacy of the field with cavalry and missiles now. And I'm just coming around the flank with my archers, and I'm going to just chop into these Sacred Bands and urbans as I please, basically. But these Sacred Band are ripping up these pikes, but cataphracts coming in now. Got to be careful though, because he's turning men to face them, so he needs to be careful. And I'm moving my archers up. Yeah, and the Sacred Band's on my target at the moment, I think, so I just want to make sure that he wins his fight. So I believe we have a Pila battle in a moment. Yeah, here come the Pila. So we will whack some of these urbans down, which is always a good sight. There's the Carthaginian general killed. And now, of course, all these urbans and Triarii, he's seeing his Triarii in first. The sheer weight of numbers will make a difference, and my men will obviously not be able to stand up to urban cohort. They can beat the Triarii, but they won't be able to beat the urban cohort. But now comes cavalry, although these Triarii can be turned around, which could be deadly. But missile fire's coming in, the cataphracts are coming in. Their upgrades are huge and they can hold in there a while against us, as you can see they are. But the sheer weight numbers, the amount of arrows coming into their back, all this cav and infantry holding them, and the Roman army is crushed under our powerful combined assault. So over here the remaining Carthaginians are about to be just slaughtered. But good teamwork there between me and Seleucid player. It was a very fun game indeed, and I was very pleased because spinning there. I was very pleased because Numidia is a faction which I don't always have a lot of success with, so I was very pleased that I was able to successfully use Numidia. And somehow this Roman general survived. Look at him run, come back here! He wants to keep going. But yeah, that worked out really well. And there's the Roman general now. All just basically brutalised by that cataphract. So there's some of these Triarii running. I reckon Triarii look so cool in this game. You've all heard my opinions about Triarii. I think they are a very awesome unit that's been very much undercut. I hope they get much more credit due to their name in Rome too. I really do, because they were actually a fairly tough unit. I mean, they're the elite of the Roman early period armies for quite some time too, so they should be a lot better. So our men are chanting in excitement for our victory, and the battle is almost over. I like this triple speed here, guys, while I run down the remaining men. Almost. And there go the Triarii. And where's Smothers? Can't be seeing any others, but nonetheless it was a really fun game. It is always good to try and use some of the weaker factions in the game. Like Numidia, for instance. It's not necessarily weak though. Numidia has become quite popular in recent sort of like the last year or so. I've noticed it's become kind of popular. So here's a heroic victory, which is always awesome to get heroic victories. I had 621 men, I got 504 kills. I had 348 men remaining. Like Pilastorm had 601 men, 462 kills, and 368 men remaining. So, I mean, 504 is nice. I got the top kills for Numidia, which is always cool. Of course, Dude, 597, 338, and 7 remaining. And Heckyes, 387, 224 kills, and 10 remaining. So, I mean, Numidian Legionnaires, the first two didn't do so great, but the other two did pretty good, considering they got pretty good kills after the Urban cohort. I was pretty pleased with them. Great work for the Long Shield Cavalry there, provided excellent support when they were needed. The Camel Riders, well, they didn't really see a lot of action, they were just in support. Just obviously this was going to be their game, really. They're the most part of the army, really, so they got pretty high kills. They did take a few though, I guess, but they got pretty high kills. But the Numidian Cav, 54, he takes the top kill. In this one, 23, 24. I mean, they just did really good support roles, so it all came together really nicely. So it was good. So great game to Pilastorm, Dude, and Heckyes. Thank you for playing, guys, and thank you for watching, viewers. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon next time.